So much, Prince. All right. What a way to kick it off. Thank you, Mr. Prince, coming out of Cincinnati, Ohio. So appreciate you, and folks, appreciate everybody that's on this evening. Super excited to have everyone here. And we have a guest story coordinator, Miss Jane Lehman, stepping in for Annette Zobar. Jane.
Howdy, howdy, everybody. Jane Lehman from Boerne, Texas. And thank you so much, Leigh. You know, stories really are, they're not just the lifeblood of our business, they're the lifeblood of life. Think about it. Stories come with us all through our lives. And it's how we present our stories to everyone in our business as we're doing our daily, you know, whatever we're doing, right? And it's how you do it. Tell your stories with passion and like you really mean what you're saying. So I want to go out first of all we have a story from Chicago. I'm sorry, not Chicago, from Joliet, Illinois, from Brian Deli. He's a retired general contractor, and he is a director with our company. Brian, I know you're on here. I saw you. Brian, are you there?
Jane, he's not on the list. You might have to go to the next one, come back to him. Oh, there he is. He just hopped
on.
Yeah,
he is. Okay, Brian. Yep. Are you ready, Brian, or should I come back to you? Okay, I'm going to go out to Phyllis. Phyllis Martin's in Rapid City, right? Rapid City, North Dakota. She also has a story.
Actually, it's Rapid City, South Dakota. I am an IT professional. The other day, I had an ID Shield member call me inquiring about the Legal Shield services. And unfortunately, her internet services were down, and technology is absolutely not her friend. So when this Zoom call started, I called her on my cell phone, and I put the cell phone on speaker, and then I set the phone down by the audio source so she could hear the presentation as Matt was sharing the information. She was very grateful to hear the information, even though she couldn't see the slides. So where there is a will, there is a way to share the information about our services. Back to you, Jane.
Phenomenal. That just goes to show you don't have to see it in order to hear it, right? And we know that Matt Miller gives an incredibly powerful, passionate presentation. So I'm so glad to hear that, Phyllis. And now I'm going to go out to Brian Deli from Joliet, Illinois.
Jane, Brian is here, but it looks like he does not have audio.
Well, then maybe we can get Brian on next week. I'm going to go out to Chuck Dodge in Owasso, Michigan, who has stories about, I'm going to let him tell you.
All right. Thank you, Jane. Yes. 2 stories, one in the US and one in Canada, both employer-employee.
We can't hear you, Chuck. You cut out on us. Try again.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. 2 stories, one in the US and one in Canada, both employer related. My friend Dave went to work, had a milk route delivering milk to grocery stores. He went in one day and the boss said, hey, I don't need you anymore. And so Dave was disappointed because he was really a conscientious employee. And the setup was that Dave was a 1099. And so he thought he was an independent contractor. So Dave and I talked, and he had the membership. And I said, Dave, call Legal Shield. I said, I don't know what your rights are. He did. And here's what happened. It turned out that the employer setting him up as a 1099 was actually treating him like an employee. There were 7 criteria, and I think Dave meant 6 out of the 7. Long story, and I'm not making it long. It's going to be short. After 7 months of arbitration with the attorney, Dave ended up getting, over 17 months, just under $25,000 in unemployment. Dave was a happy camper. In Canada, a friend of mine, Linda, she worked at a Costco at the optometry department. It was March of 2020, and that was when people were getting laid off, let go because of COVID. Well, she was due some money and she wasn't getting it. So she told her boss, hey, I'm contacting an attorney. He said, no, you don't need to do that. Well, yes, she did. And she ended up getting $3,000 because the paperwork that he was supposed to turn in, it didn't happen. So both stories, you know, we always say, if you don't know your rights, if you don't know your rights, you don't have them. And in that case, both persons benefited immensely by having the Legal Shield membership.
That's right. You all, with all of the people losing jobs, not knowing how to get a job, all this job related stuff, listen to those two stories. If you don't know your rights, you don't have any. It never hurts to call just to find out. So with that, I'm going to go right back to you, Leigh. Thank you so much. Awesome stories, you guys. Keep it up.
As Annette Zobar says, hey, that'd be a great question for the law firm. Thanks so much, Jane. Appreciate you and the storytellers as well. Thanks for sharing. And we have another story tonight, a little bit different story. Matt Miller and I did the presentation on Friday night. I was his host, and he did such an incredible job. And afterwards, we had a little check-in, and he shared how he's getting ready for Maui. And I said, instead of us doing an interview, Matt, why don't you share what you're doing with all of us, because he's got an awesome how-to, guys. So get out. If you don't already have your note-taking materials, get ready, because here it comes.
Oh, well, thanks, Leigh. Appreciate that. So the first thing I've done is, go back to what I did when I earned 2 other trips. So the first one was Vegas. That's the first one I could qualify for when I got into business. And I just kept telling my wife, like, babe, we're going to Vegas. We're going to Vegas, going to Vegas. We ended up going to Vegas. And then Cabo came around the first time. And I was like, babe, we're going to Cabo. We're going to Cabo. We're going to Cabo. And we went to Cabo. And then I never said that about any other trip. And we didn't make any other trips. Right? So I'm starting with Matt's going to Maui. Right? And I mean, my wife's already stoked about it. Like we have it, it's like on our Google calendars for 22, in July from the 19th to 23rd. It says Maui already. Like we're going. All right. But here's just kind of my roadmap. Obviously we know, 942, those are the numbers. We want to remember 9 associates, 4 senior associates, and 2 managers. That's everything. But like, I think this is perfect for our team right now, because if we get our 9, like before Summer Blast, like that's going to happen. Because if we get associates at Summer Blast, they're going to become senior associates. They're going to become managers, become senior directors. They're going to become EDs. Like this is the best event for us to get people to a Summer Blast, right? I mean, I'm sure a lot of us have said, throughout the year, our Summer Blast has just been more impactful for so many of our businesses besides other events. And I agree with that as well. But we got to get to work, right? Got to get to work now. Got to get to Summer Blast, because we don't want to bring on associates, in the later part of September, and they only have 2 days to get to senior associate or manager, and that's everything. So I'm going to have all my 9 by September 1. Right? I really want them all before Summer Blast, right? Because if I know if I get 9 associates Summer Blast, again, Matt's going to Maui. It's going to happen. But my question is, how many of us are coming with us, right? How many people are going to bring? Like I said, my wife's already got it in the calendar. Like we're going. Like it's going to happen. That's everything. So one strategy that's not brand new, we've heard this a million times, was I made a new list. Like that's legal in your state. You can make a new list. Right, of people, and so I really started with the last few months of memberships that I've written, and I've literally put down their name, and then I put the word family next to it. So and so's family, so and so's family, so and so's family, and really just trying to go from the happy customers, because they're gonna tell people about it anyway. It just makes sense. And my opening line is, hey, do you know anybody who wants to go to Maui? Who do you know who's never been to Hawaii? That's everything. And so that's just really the driving force for that. So go ahead, mark your calendars now. July 19th through the 23rd, book it out. You're going to Maui. Put it in there. All right, because I guarantee if you don't, you won't go. Right? Put it in there. Block out the time now. If somebody's having a wedding next July 19th through the 20th, say, hey, sorry, I'm going to be in Maui already. I'm earning this trip. It's going to happen. I'm taking my wife. It's going to be great. And my wife's stoked about the Maui trip. And so she's like even more supportive of the business right now and trying to get 942. She was asking how many calls I made earlier today, right? She's in it to win it. She wants to go to Maui for sure. So try to get some support. And if you don't have a loved one that's in the business with you, get a workout partner right now that wants to go to Maui. And just be straight up. Like we're going to Maui. That's everything. So make a new list. Get your 9 to Summer Blast. And 4 and 2 will happen. Right? We put them in the system of success. But how awesome would it be if your brand new team members get to hear from, somebody like the Wilsons or the Hoffmans or Coach Drennan or all these other Millionaire Club members, right? We got to take advantage of the timing right now for Summer Blast. So that's all I got. Leigh, back to you.
Thanks so much, Matt. Okay, folks, Mr. Drennan made the notes in the chat. You can save the chat if you didn't have a chance to write them down. Decision and commitment. Make the decision, put it on your calendar, get your support if you don't have the support at home. And if you have the support at home, get a workout partner that's also going to Maui, because we are fired up. And to underscore that, we have a special guest tonight. We didn't think she was going to be able to be on because she was traveling back from Cabo. Dani Goeden, talk a little bit about that. Be our reporter on the ground. Tell us about it.
Oh my goodness, you guys! I literally probably walked in the door like 30 minutes ago. Got some dinner in my stomach. It's been awesome. But Cabo was amazing. I mean, we had some announcements that came out. I'm hoping that you all looked into the live stream that they did while we were in Cabo and got some of those announcements. There's some big things coming in Phoenix. So make sure you're in Phoenix, because they are going to they're going to roll out a lot of these stuff they made announcements for. But what was really cool is, just hanging by the pool and, April Hurst and Rob Hurst were sitting right there, and you get a chat with them. And then you walk down the pool a little bit further, and there's Brian Carruthers sitting at the pool bar, and you get to chat with him for a little bit. And everybody was just so happy, and they were just so willing to speak to you. And it's what was really cool that I really enjoyed was no matter who you talked to, the first thing out of their mouth was congratulations for being here. And I was like, that's really cool. And so I started picking up on that, and I started congratulating everybody else. And then I got to start meeting some of these people that this was their first time. They're less than a year in the business, some of these people. So you see, these trips aren't just for us veterans. They are for new people too. So like Matt was saying, get your 9, 4, and 2. Well, guess what? They have a chance to come too. So let's get rolling on that. I mean, that is incredible. I don't know how many companies that let the newbies come along. So anything else you want me to add?
No, man, that was the main thing, just to underscore, because I mean, vacations are always awesome, right? But when somebody else is paying for all of it, that makes it even better. But to have the opportunity, like you said, to get to talk to the high achievers, to help you reset for Maui was just super exciting. And I just wanted to have you come on and share a little bit with everybody else how exciting it was to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you do not want to miss these free trips, because yes, it's free and it's amazing and you've worked hard for it. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, just the community and the people that you get to meet that you might not otherwise get to meet when we're in Phoenix with 10,000, 15,000 people, right? This is 700 people. It's it's still a lot of people, but it's still a little bit more intimate, and you get to have these conversations that sometimes would never happen.
Well, thank you so much, Dani. And I know, Mr. Drennan, that you have to hop off and go train the Amelia team. Did you just want to say a few words real quick before you hop off here?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, congratulations to the Godens. I know the birds are traveling too from that trip. But I love what Matt said, which is go back to what works, make that decision, make the commitment. And to share with others, I just put in the chat the YouTube that you can put in to see a real brief but compelling video about Maui. So I'm excited here to jump off here. I'm going on the Amelia Zoom to answer some questions there. So take care, everyone. See you tomorrow. Leigh Perry, Mr. I know Drennan. You're going to Motivate Monday.
Yep, Motivation Monday tomorrow. Thanks, Mr. Drennan. Take care. Thank you, Dani. So excited. So appreciate you hopping on, just getting off the plane, eating and jumping on with us, because I know you wanted to share your excitement and enthusiasm. And now we've got somebody else who's super excited and enthusiastic. We've got our training tidbit tonight. Susan Comer has got the first step to get to Maui. Susan?
Thank you, Leigh, and hello, family. Yes, I'm Susan Comer. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm honored to be sharing just a few minutes with you about Performance Club. And we're more than halfway through the month, so you're going to start hearing a lot about Performance Club in July. And I'm here to let you know what Performance Club is, why you should be in it, how to get there. What we want to do is really just make sure everybody knows the basics. Did you know that Performance Club is the longest running incentive program in Legal Shield history? And you may have heard this phrase over and over, that Performance Club is the foundation of our business. Now, why is that? It's because it honors and celebrates consistency, month after month, doing the activity. We heard Matt talk about that. Network marketing is all about getting many people, right, to do consistent activity over a long period of time with a good attitude. And Legal Shield encourages this, and they give you bonuses after month 4. So it's a great goal to set your intentions to. And you always lead yourself first, right? So if you're going to start leading a team, if you want to get to Maui, you want to lead a team of people, you want to be in Performance Club first so that you could teach others how to get there as well. And for those of you who are new, the way to get to Performance Club, it's based on premium dollars. And you're going to hear a lot about this because, and I'll say it again later, that one of the requirements to get to Maui is to be in Performance Club, if you didn't know that already. So let's talk a little bit about that terminology, premium dollars, and what it means. So for anybody who's new, it's the membership sold. So $24.95 legal plan is a $25 premium. That's the terminology. So it's rounded to the nearest dollar. So $24.95, it goes to 25. $100 in premium dollars gets you to Performance Club. $200 in premium gets you to Performance Club Pro. If you ever hear PC Pro, that's what that means. So we have 2 tiers. If you're part-time, full-time, it's okay. Everybody's invited to this club. And after the 4 months, you'll get your bonus. There's a flyer in your back office, and you could see all the details about how much the bonus is, when you get it, and it's based on retention, because that's very, very important. And in July, if you have your heart set on Maui, I'm sure now everybody does after Matt got us all fired up for it, you want to be in Performance Club because that is the requirement. So what's your next step? As Matt was saying, make your commitment. Say this affirmation. Say it. Say, I am Performance Club qualified in July. And just make that decision. Just say it like you already are, and then focus on activity. And the activity is prospecting, inviting, follow-up. Tomorrow or later tonight, reach out to your workout partner or maybe your upline and share with them, where are you? Where are you in your numbers, in your premium dollars? And celebrate wherever you are. Even if you're 0, it's okay. It's okay, because celebrate that you have the desire to be in Maui, that you have the desire to be in Performance Club. And ask yourself and calculate what you need. What do you need to get to 100? So you're going to do a little bit of math with your activity. So let's do some quick math. What needs to happen to get to 100 premium dollars? Let's say that you have sold, let's give an example that you've sold 1 legal plan, right? So if you sell that legal plan, that's $24.95 and 25 premium dollars, right? 100 minus 25, 75. You could do that. You could do that probably in your head without your calculator. But what do you do next? So you have that. You can go back to, let's say you go back to a member, that member you sold the legal plan to, and just call up and say, I was thinking about you and I realized I didn't ask you, do you have any business on the side, or do you have any rental income? Because you could add a home-based business supplement that will give you $13 more premium dollars, because that's a $12.95 supplement, right? So now you're up to 38. And then ask about identity theft. Maybe their kids have turned 18 and they need their own, maybe they need their own plans. Maybe they have several kids. I've done that where you could add several of those. But let's say you add a family plan. That's another $30 of premium dollars. And when you get up to at least 67, which in this case is 68, if you're doing your math, you could now recruit someone and you get what's known as a multiplier. So with the 50% multiplier, and I'm going to make this real easy, is you just take 50% of whatever, wherever you are in premium dollars, as long as it's at least 67 of new premium, you're at 68. 50% of that is 34. So 34 plus 68, you're in Performance Club. Yay! July is done. That's how it's done. And just know that you have so many options. There's lots of supplements. Maybe you need just a few more premium dollars. You could upgrade. Did you know you could upgrade your own plans? You could go back to legal plans that are already on your books and you could upgrade them. You could add supplements. There's small business plans. You could discuss that. You could see if the person has a business. So there's lots of different ways, so many options. I hope this was helpful and I'm rooting for you and I'll see you in the club. Thank you for listening. Back to you, Leigh.
Thanks so much, Susan. Appreciate that. And one thing to remember is that if you do upgrades or add-ons, those need to be done by noon on the last business day of the month. I got caught one time, so FYI, just remember that. Fantastic. So Matt's helped us get our mindset right. Jane's got the backdrop for us. Susan is helping us get to PC. And folks, Matt told us the next step is to get all our recruits to Summer Blast. So I'm going to drop the registration link into the chat. So if you haven't registered, you can click that and go register. You know, it will be on August the 6th that evening and most of the day on the 7th. If you can't make the whole thing, that's great. You want to go ahead and register. It's only $15 until midnight Tuesday, and that's midnight Eastern time on Tuesday evening. It goes up to $20 because here's the thing, you get access to all the recordings. So even if you can't be at all of it, you know, I've got a friend coming in from LA. We've been planning it for 6 months. So part of the time I'll be with her, but I'll be going back to the recordings because I'm going executive director. I will be executive director, and my butt is taking Edsel to Maui next year. All right. So I'm going to do whatever it, like our licensed investigators, right? With ID Shield, whatever it takes, as long as it takes to get there. All right. You know that if you can't find what you need, go to successpartnerscalendar.com. Anything you need, the recording of this call, all of the information that we need. Alice is awesome about putting it up there. If you can't find it on the day you think you need it, go to Saturday because she'll list it right there for us. So the link is in there. All right. Do a clap hands or a smiley face if you've already registered for, all right, for Summer Blast. And you know, if you can do your clap hands with your little, all right, or a heart, Bridget, that's awesome. Great. If you haven't, then talk to one of us about why you need to go. All right. Why you need to sign up. All right. It's been an awesome evening. Thank you all for kind of rolling with us. We had a little bit different, threw a few little curveballs in there, just got super excited. We found out some people could be on, and with everybody coming back from Cabo, I know you guys are probably like me. And while I'm celebrating everybody that's in Cabo, I got to tell you, I'm just a little bit jealous that they were there and we weren't there. But I know that the spirit of celebration and the attitude of gratitude brings it on, but I was still a little bit jealous. Okay, so I want to make sure next year that doesn't happen. All right, and we've got an awesome motivation moment this evening. Miss Brenda Daniels is going to share that with us to wrap us up.
You're muted.
Hey, Brenda, start over and unmute, babe.
You think I hadn't done this before, but I'm so excited to be here. Brenda Daniels, Louisville, Kentucky, background professional golfer, LPGA teaching professional, and caregiver. 5 years ago, I was recruited by a recruiter from a senior care company to be a caregiver. Little did I know that that was going to become a passion. The work is very menial, but what it does to my heart is priceless. And every day I wake up and treat it as a miracle. And that every day I try to be the best that I can for my clients. I try to be joyful, positive, caring, helpful, compassionate. So I show up for myself to show up for them. And as we look at our Legal Shield business, there are people out there that don't know they're supposed to be a Legal Shield associate. That's why we need to recruit them. There are people that are out there that don't know they're supposed to have a Legal Shield membership. That's why we have to share with them. That's why we have to be the best that we can be to attract people. That's why we have to listen more and say less. So every day, treat it as a miracle, as a blessing, and treat yourself as the blessing to others. Aren't we all caregivers? Don't we care about everybody? And the best way we can do that is by sharing our Legal Shield and to give people the peace of mind. So everyone on this team is a caregiver. We do care about others, and we have so much to give. So my caregiving family, treat each day as a miracle, be the best that you can be, and just get 1% better every day. That's all.
Oh, Brenda, that was awesome. And I love that. Treat yourself as a blessing to others. Thank you so much. Thanks for wrapping us up this evening. And, you know, we always have the amazing Steve Beck send us off with a fantastic video. Thank you guys for being on, and you can watch it and you can share it with your associates that weren't able to be on by going to the calendar. Take it away, Mr. Beck.